Hi guys, welcome to House of Cards. I'm Sasha. This is episode 3. This is Oriah, and we have our guest here today, H.P Axlund, Henrik, tarot reader. And we're
Hey
here to talk
guys.
about all things esoteric, all things spiritual, all things tarot, all things magical. So welcome to the show, guys. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. Like super excited to be here. Super excited to be invited and be a part of this. Yeah. All around great. And it's been like in my part of the world, which is Finland, spring is in full swing. So it's like birds are singing and yeah, just being outdoors is a bliss actually currently.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds stunning. Thank you for joining us. You see, you've got like the lovely sunshine there. We're on the southern side of the globe, Sasha and I. It's getting cold. That is cool.
It is
We
indeed.
endure and we keep the hearts warm. With like such inspiring conversations and meeting
We
really
try
cool
to.
people. Henrik
Yeah.
is one of my favorite people I've met working online in the esoteric space, and we've had some beautiful experiences with cards. Just to give maybe some background, I feel like in a way Sash tricked me into a first interview with Henrik under the guise of having a reading. And we did. We had
This
a
is true,
beautiful
actually.
reading
Yeah.
testing out the silver moon, which we're going to tell you more about along the way. And we just connected with real magic, in real life, and it's just been a journey of building dreams, like as we go. And yeah, here we are for a really beautiful conversation. So let's start.
Yeah, very
Henrik,
fun.
tell us about your first experience with tarot. What was your gateway?
Well, it's I was thinking about it, and it's a little bit hard to pinpoint the exact first experience. I did pick up my first deck of cards at age 11 or 12, and I already had developed an interest in the esoteric. That's why I can't say when, but then I got cards. I got a Marseille deck. We were in France, on the Riviera
Nice.
somewhere,
Oh,
like
that's cool.
holidaying with my family,
That's
and I found this
cool.
little shop that was like they had Chinese incense and then some weird cards and then some, crystals maybe in a corner somewhere. And then it was like a trinket shop, but
Yeah.
magical as
Yeah.
hell, right? For a 11-year-old, incense,
course.
real incense. So I picked up that, and then this other. I've shown you guys that this Alouette, this deck that's a 52 card deck that has, like it has some like Three of Cups looks definitely like you would imagine Three of Cups, but then there's other more game like call it this. I'm no expert, but I picked up those two decks, and then started experimenting. But obviously, this not being this before internet, right? There you couldn't just check
so
things.
Cool.
I was lucky enough to have parents that were supportive of my weird interest in the esoteric, and like actually took me to like a bookshop where I could find things. This is later on, but so it's been with me my whole life essentially.
Found you in like a weird inquisitive, adventurous way, which is
and
like
and it hasn't been always present. I must say it hasn't been throughout my life, and I should say that. But the esoteric has been, tarot has come and gone, and I would say in the last 2 years I've really gone into it. Like I got a tot deck and set myself the goal of actually learning like that.
So was there a moment that you sort of knew that you were like intuitive or something in a way, or any sort of esoteric or spiritual gifts or anything like that? I mean, was there this moment for you?
I definitely had moments. So as I said, since I pursued esoteric like interests like really young, I had the childhood magical experiences that a lot of people have, right? Like they will experience something that they just know is true. Of course, I had those. Actually, one involving the moon, we can talk. But then since I was I
Interesting.
actually started practicing stuff, right? And at the time when my grandfather died, uh, I was 14, 15, I can't remember exactly. Uh, he then came back to visit me, like the moment
Oh,
we came home, in a really big way, in a really, really big
interesting.
way.
Wow, amazing.
He had this signature, like knock on the wall thing that he did, and I was home in bed, resting, as you do when you're a teenager, like in the afternoon, like the knock was there,
Rubbing
and I
bones.
was and I was like paralyzed in bed. I was like locked down in bed, and he came in the room, and but in this like vibrational way. It was like really, really odd. And like he came to greet me. He also expressed that it was clear to me that this is not easy for him. This, like, what
Wow.
he's doing to me is like difficult for him. So I didn't like expect that it's gonna happen again. It was clear that it was somehow a passing, like
Wow.
a passing thing. And I can only imagine that it happened to me because I was open to it. I don't think he like picked me. I think that was something that went on with his energy, and like I was,
You were like
What
uh,
to do with.
you were the easiest like access point because you were the most like open.
yeah. I don't know. I guess. And then
It feels, yeah,
uh,
I mean, something seems like
it,
that.
from that moment on, it's been real. And then I think that in life, I think it's been obvious to me that in terms of intuition, yeah, I just like know stuff about people that, and sometimes that's a bit like, when you're with people who don't sense that, and it becomes, things are obvious to me about how people operate, or how, or like why they are coming to, and that
That's
can
interesting.
sometimes cause a clash. And
Yeah.
sometimes it even can, sometimes in real life, I often get like accused of being like excusing everyone, because I'm like explaining why they're doing things, and people think I'm like excusing their behavior, like, kind of thing,
That's it.
when
That's so
which I'm
And
not.
interesting.
just
It's just like,
stand on the level because you can read that, can feel that energy, and you're
yeah,
like
so I have an
privileged to
empathic
that.
kind of
Yeah.
streak, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm very much like an explorer. I don't claim any kind of like I'm a psychic, or I'm a, this or that. I think we're all here like students, right? Like no one is a master of this place we call cosmos or universe or whatever it is. We're all so that's also
That's
fundamental to my like I want to say that. So these are my personal experiences.
that's like really lovely what you shared with your grandfather.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of our first experiences with the liminal will come through that line and through grief. And fortunately, in a way, it's such a beautiful teacher. But with that, coming back a little bit to your tarot deck, do you have a favorite deck that you work with, or a particular card that you
Yes, one like
resonates?
100% I do, and it's the TOT deck. Frida Harris's and Aleister Crowley's deck. That when, as I said a couple of years back, I decided now it's time to um, like venture into tarot more fully and actually learn. And then being over ambitious as I am, also I'm a fan of Aleister Crowley. I went for that, which is, so I'm taking it out. This deck. I have a beautiful pouch for it that my mom made. And yeah,
Nice.
these are just like they spent years making this deck. And they say four, but like I don't know. And like I'll just put, this is the sun. Like every single card is a painting. Now I recently
Beautiful.
actually researched, where are these paintings? Where are the originals? And they are held by the Habsburg Institute. And they actually had an exhibition a few years ago that I
Wow.
missed. And I also learned, and this is interesting, they needed restoration. And the restoration was paid for by OTO, the Ordo Templi Orientis, so Crowley's order.
Oh, that
This
makes
has
sense.
not
Yeah.
been really clear, and I also tried to look into the rights of them, who owns these, and it's
Yeah.
also a bit unclear, and especially now after restoration. So this seems to have just been a organic cultural work by the OTO and Habsburg Institute to just keep these paintings, right? Like it seems no one is taking the glory
And
for
like,
this in any big way, or no one is, and they
Sure.
just,
That's
but
super
they live
interesting.
there now preserved, because this is fantastic art. And I know that, I mean, for some
it's
people,
special.
I'm gonna I'm gonna like obviously have to find. Well, this is actually one of my absolute favorite. They're Princess of Swords. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's just and this is to me the essence of what the Princess of Swords is. Like it's just
Very dynamic.
fighting the clouds. Like yeah.
Beautiful.
So yes, most definitely I do. I actually don't work with any other decks. I'm interested in other decks. I can appreciate them, and but for myself, and I don't know if like I can go on a bit about this, because maybe for people who aren't, some people may even have some kind of scare about Aleister Crowley, right? That he would be somehow like wicked and whatever. And I think that he was a sensationalist, and by what it seems like, not a very pleasant person. I think in many ways. He also had a incredibly strange life. And
I mean, they called him the wickedest man in the world.
Do you know where it came from, though? Do you know where it came from?
Tell me.
His mom called him that. His mom called him the Beast 666. So I guess his childhood maybe wasn't like fantastic. He picked that, like kept that thing. And
it's a lot of energy, and I think if a lot of children sort of grow up with a lot of that like intuitive power in that space, it's a lot of energy that can be chaotic, and if you don't like understand how to root and ground, which is why learning and conversation is also so important, it's it can help, but you don't know, like being a parent is already pretty scary. Now you've got like a super powered like human, because some people are just born, like stars align with that energy,
and that is just the way it is. And like coming back to that, like I mean, his ambition with this, and because he came from a Golden Dawn background, right? Like he was kind of shaped in the Golden Dawn, and the Golden Dawn core idea, right, is that actually in all faiths there is some like essence of truth, and we can synthesize these systems. We can take from Egyptian systems, we can take from the Greek, we can merge. This was like the Golden Dawn kind of invention, if you will. And this is like, of course, was Crowley's big endeavor. So what he did was actually align with astrology, with numerology, with the Kabbalah, not the least, the whole deck, right? And this was the great work that he did. That is so, and why there's such depth as an esoteric tool in the Tarot, not dismissing in any way other like it's all based on intuition anyway, but it has this scientific, if you will, ambition that I really like.
Amazing. Yeah, I didn't actually know that he was trying to do such a deep thing with it, but that's really awesome. The art is so cool. He's fucking intense, let's be honest, but like I love that it exists, and it's a beautiful day.
That is indeed. And I like on that note, if I could continue, like this is very tarot related, but when I made this like drastic kind of career move, and I obviously took guidance from the cards, and I had this. I ended up at a crossroads where I had the consequence of remaining where I am, and the consequence of my alternative was actually activating my network, actually letting people know that I'm available to work with other things that I'm doing now. So it wasn't even so hardcore leaving this thing. So what I pulled for staying was the Tower. And what I pulled for activating my network was 10 of discs, which is, as you know, the system of wealth, right? Not wealth itself, but the actual system of wealth. So it was so succinct, and it was so, and I love it when that happens. Sometimes the cards are just dang, dang, dang. And
10 of Pentacles. I mean, 10 of discs. 10 of discs is the same as 10 of Pentacles. So it's like extreme.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like extreme abundance and prosperity.
Sure. Yes, and generational, maybe even. Like,
to say like, like, do you want a message from your higher self? Like this.
That's a fantastic card to get in that situation. That's like the one you want.
Totally.
And
as
the Tower
as was the Tower, because it made it so clear. There is no
Yeah,
you know, there's
that's
not
crazy.
much ambiguity in that message, you know, with that question. There's no
That's
like,
crazy. Sometimes
and I
the
kept
cards are just so
pulling, yeah,
loud. They just speak
and
so
I
loud.
kept pulling, and it was so interesting. I kept pulling, and I didn't get the tower again, but I kept getting in that season. I kept getting like the 10 of discs, like kind of
Oh, really?
at least
That's
2 more times in the same
yeah.
like chain. So it just kept it was, and that helped me so much in that time, because the decision became so obvious. Like, what am I gonna like not listen to myself, and also not listen to these, like, you know,
The cards, like,
Yes.
yeah,
cards telling me
Oh,
like over and
confirmation.
over, you know, like, so yeah, it's yeah, in my personal journey, it's like it has been very important,
very
definitely.
cool. That's
And that
amazing.
lead on to a difficult reading experience, because that's a very positive one. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's not always easy to like just, you know, to spend time with the cards. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so, well, I'm
can be
gonna like
hard
do
to
it. I'm gonna do a short answer to this, because it's gonna be different than others.
Yes.
I did do a
Okay.
reading for my ex once. It was difficult for other reasons, and it was a bad idea. I'm not gonna talk anymore about it. It didn't end up being in any way like
Yeah.
confrontational, any kind of conflict. It just was impossible to keep emotions. You know, I couldn't.
Yes.
I couldn't stay. I
It's
couldn't
that
stay
reflective.
neutral. In, you know, I noticed myself, you know, in interpretation of stuff, pushing, you know, what I thought would be right for her in ways. And so okay, now I'll stop that. But that was like and just generally, like, in, yeah.
So yeah, it's difficult to do readings for people you know very well. In fact, how do you guys feel about doing readings for yourself? Because I find that very difficult.
It's a really difficult thing, but different thing, but I do it all the time.
Not
Right?
difficult. No, it was a really big part of my healing and learning journey, and it still is every day. I don't want to say like it's a conversation, and I think I've had to go through so many layers of broke again, put her back together again, broke again, put her back together again, you know, and like
Yeah, you need your tools, right, to
just
do that. You need your,
realigning
like,
time.
yeah.
I just kind of like the last time I was like, we're not doing this again. I kind of like I put all my tools together and I put all the intentions together, because that I learned was what was missing the whole time, like the acceptance of like the intuition and the gifts and the development and the because you know
Yeah.
if you don't accept it, it's gonna find its way to help you accept it. And yeah, so that was it. And I think I've really learned a lot of trust in that voice, and to be able to look at the shadow even of myself and I work with that very deeply on a personal level. So I love it. And my study
It's
of tarot has deepened as
Fantastic.
well. Like I've shared
Mm,
as well through that. So it's very important to me.
nice.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
let's
great.
let's
Nice.
talk more shadow work whenever, right? It's like, to me, it's also
Yeah.
where it's at, and it's the key to, like, to growth, you know,
Big time.
in
And
if you're a
that's
hurt
like
person, at least, you know, like, you know, or if you're like,
it's letting go. We are gonna postpone it. Absolutely. That's a beautiful bookmark, because it's about trusting the process and
what
trusting
are
what you
those
find
cards?
there. This is the Osho
Wonderful.
Zen tarot deck.
Oh,
Yeah, but so just to say, yeah, letting go is really like that's embracing shading work completely. It's not something you can try postpone it, but it comes back, right? You got to trust it.
right
Hey,
there.
you gotta trust what you find. So thank you. Yes, we will. That's a beautiful conversation. Like,
Okay, so
yeah.
Henrik, what do people misunderstand about tarot? Is there anything people misunderstand about tarot, you think? Like, what sort of
Yeah, well,
is
I
there?
think you will get like same answer from everyone. I guess the common misunderstanding is that it's just about, like, telling the future, you know,
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah.
Is there in
Which
something
we all
in
know it's not. And, like, that's the most common in my, you know, that's what it's
is
for.
there a
Yeah.
misconception that irks you or something you know, like about.
Well, that irks me. That one irks me
Well,
because it allows for dismissal in a
yeah.
annoying way, you know, when and I think that so this actually leads like because it like that is what irks me. I'll open it up a little bit. So I see I'm a science buff. You guys know in my other, like when I'm wearing my other hat, I work with like branding for tech and engineering and science stuff. So I'm like really science minded guy. But the thing is, for me, science and magic just exists on the same continuum. And things we know how they work, we call them science. Things we don't know how they work, we call them magic. And this is like we've been going through like history like that, right? And so we know tarot cards have been at least for 700 years. You know, people started making them and they've developed sense. People have used them since, they've made sense. And they've been honed into, for example, this or Raider Waite or the Osho deck you have, right? Refined kind of into these tools, like I don't know, technology of spirituality that allows us to tap into things like energetically that are going on, to have this like window without being super intuitive, without being like having abilities. Anyone can use tarot cards, right? This is like better or worse, but anyone can use tarot cards. So
totally.
So like for me, like now I get to what irks me is when people who think they're like science minded just dismisses that because it's not been proven, and they misunderstand. They like you it's like the if we only believe what's been proven, like what we're like, where are we then? Like then we never would have gone anywhere, right? Like we all know there's more here, we can all feel there's more. So to just be like, nah, you not pull the same card again exactly, and then it doesn't work. Like
I think that's
like I don't have the perfect
true.
tool yet. Maybe in 500 years, people who have perfect fucking tarot cards, they'll be able to do that for you. You know, like
I have like a good answer to those logical
sorry for
science
the
people.
rant.
Is that no? We're asking you like this is an interview about you, my friend. But it's quite interesting that like logical, like scientific people to see it logically, each card has a meaning, and if you draw those three cards, that meaning is for you. Like you drew those three meanings. That's your reading. You know what I'm saying? That's basically as like scientific as you can get. Like, what more proof do you need, like, than that, in my opinion? Like, you drew those three cards. Those three cards have specific meanings. Like,
Sure, but you can of course go like, no, they don't, right? Because that's just random. They mean
well,
nothing at all, and neither does, you know, how the leaves fall on the lawn, right? It doesn't matter. Like, and if you think that,
Are you
like,
asking
if
an
you really
evergreen
think,
or are you asking a fruit tree?
but like, I mean, that's like opening up Harry Potter and saying there's nothing inside this book. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been 700 years of people who agree that this card means this. So for you to just dismiss it out of hand like that, I don't buy that either. You know what I'm saying?
no,
Like,
no, it's incredibly narrow-minded. I was just like,
yeah,
again,
like,
opening up the why they are
no,
thinking like that.
I get that's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
Like, I
but
get what you're saying, but like, that doesn't make sense. It is narrow-minded. People, you're right. Like, and very, very
and it's
scientific people,
and it
that's
gets
their
very
thing, though.
flat. You know,
Yeah,
it gets
it's a
so
boring life.
uninteresting, and yeah, exactly, it gets so boring, right? If you don't like, and it's also so like, even if you are not magically minded like that, if you don't believe in tarot cards, there's so much shit like we agree that we experience, but that doesn't work. We can start with love, right? We don't know fuck all about how love works as such, and it's the biggest thing that drives everyone in this world, like, you know, like through and through. Like, let's just start there. You know, do you want to find me a scientist that can tell me a lot of insights about love, that, you know, do you know what I mean? Just go to
Outside
psychology.
of
We're starting there.
chemistry and
That's the realm of
yeah.
magic, right? Like that's so it's so.
Absolutely.
And to me, of course, it depends also like how you see it. To me, there's so many endeavors where magic spans the mundane, like cooking. I think it's very clear to me that if you cook a dish with effort and spirit and you put yourself into it, people are going to taste that at the dinner table, right? Like everyone has an experience of that. And how we
Yeah.
dress, how we appear, that's like where does glamour magic start and just makeup end, right? Like what's the where does charisma
Intention.
and clothing and intention,
Yeah.
where do they, and we all know how powerful this is, right? So so to me it's
Super
incredible. It's
interesting.
just
Very
it's
interesting.
very so narrow-minded to just dismiss all of that because we can't put it in a test tube. So we live in a crazy dogmatic science time in that sense, right? As much as I love what's happening in
Yes.
all aspects of science, because
So
it's nothing short of magic, right?
bringing
What
in
we are having a podcast.
science and
So
magic, how do you feel about AI and divination and how AI is playing into
well, I
the
think this is
esoteric
really
right now,
interesting.
astrology, tarot?
So
Yeah.
sorry, I started talking over your
Go on.
talking over you, but it's yeah. No, I have used what I did early on when I started learning the tarot is now, and I said when I got like kind of back into it in earnest, I set up a project in ChatGPT that I don't use anymore, but I did then. Um, and I loaded it up with, because luckily with the top tarot, there's only like two books that really matter. There's Aleister Crowley's own book that came with the deck, the Book of Thoth, and then there's what is he? Lon de Milo. We must look up his name. But he has written this guidebook. He's a long-term Telemite, and so he's written a work of reference, because the Book of Thoth is very inaccessible, as is all Crowley's writing. So I loaded the GPT up with only those two documents, and I wrote it a prompt that said that, like, I don't want you to look at anything else. These are the only meanings that matter. You can bring in astrology, numerology things if you tell me what it is. Also, I'm a student of the tarot, so when I pull cards, you're gonna like challenge me with them. And that's how I've used AI like that. So I essentially, instead of me pulling a card, getting the book out, or Googling cards and I just got it like a hyper efficient. But that's not divination. That's another topic than what you're talking about. This is just efficient
Yes.
Googling, what I was
Well,
doing
that's
essentially.
a very good
Yeah.
differentiation, and that's exactly like
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's a great use of AI that's a great use of AI, I think.
Like strictly
Yeah,
a
and
learning purpose, and you
Yeah.
embraced it with the point of exactly like say it's not divination and you aren't replacing your intuition. It's just a tool for that. It's like you're learning like a highly, it's like a skill, it's like a system, it's a hierarchy, it's a like learning tarot and the symbolism, especially with like the more complex decks, like buff deck is not a walk in the park.
No.
Complex, beautiful artworks that are, full of meaning and
Yeah.
So money and spirituality, like, what do you think
Yeah.
about that as a topic?
I think it should be a non-topic, and I don't understand why it is a topic even. I guess there's a naive idea that if you are somehow good at spirituality, you don't need money or something. It's a little bit the same, I guess, as artists should work for free because they love what they do, right? Or like it's a little bit the same.
Absolutely, it's
So
exploitative.
I find it extremely elitist because it would then leave only people that can afford to like just learn tons about a specific, like people who just can afford to make like their hobby their job, kind of. So it would, so they can, I think, that's what I think. I think it's an elitist point of view. I don't understand how in the world we live in the mundane, real material world, right? We all need to have food and shelter and go to the bathroom and stuff like that. So
Absolutely,
no one is above that in this game, right? In this game right here, we're all here. So I don't understand how would you expect anyone to become expert at anything if they can't like charge? How is so to me it's a non-issue. I think it's anyone who expresses that view, I would challenge just like that, and think they haven't really thought that through. And it's an emotional
to say you
idea
don't
that
respect how can you respect someone's knowledge and their experience of what they're giving you if you
That, yeah.
can't honor
But
that price. That's
100%. That being said, of course,
in a way, it's
that being said, I'm not like, I think it's, this needs to be said that in the spiritual space, in the esoteric space, there is a whole lot of grifters, right? There's a whole lot of scammers, because there's a whole lot of like vulnerable people who are like looking for things, and they are easy to take advantage of. So, you know, I understand how you could look at that and make the case for that. Okay, no one should charge for tarot readings, right? Like, or whatever. But it's so yeah, too simple, right? That, and as I said,
like taking a chance, you know, like you do, just, you know, driving down the road to get resources, walking down the road to get resources, whatever the case is, that's a chance in itself. So yeah, take a chance and, you know, find places to work with quality readers, like
yeah, I guess, and that, I mean, that's part of what we're doing with Silver Moon, right? Like to have a place for these. And for me, it's been like really going back to what I was just saying about, so these, like, some of the readers that we have that have done like whatever 6,000 readings, and you know, like this in, you know, in other places than us, and are clearly just devoting their lives to the tarot and to doing readings and helping, like, so that's just fantastic. And to have like a home for that versus, you know, the simplistic and you know, to, yeah, we all know we're not, we're looking for the real stuff here, right? So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That's really really interesting. And I think, especially there's so much exploitation. There is a lot of sharks and these dodgy elements in all sorts of in this kind of spirituality business. But like, that's why you go to like good sites that have like reputable readers, and people work
Like
really
Silver
hard
Moon.
to, like Silver Moon, like people work
Like
really
Silver
hard to,
Moon.
like Silver Moon, put the thing on the one of our sponsors, amazing tarot sites. You can like get readers from all around the world. They've been vetted thoroughly. They're really, really great. So check it out. HelloSilverMoon.com. They sponsored this podcast tonight. Yeah, thanks guys. And thanks HP for being here. Yeah, it's been a really good chat. Is there anything else you kind of want to like promote? Like, you know, do you have anything of your own sort of anything else going on that you want to promote? Like any business, anything? This is your space. This is like an opportunity for you to take the floor.
Thank you. I'll do the quick spiel. No, actually kidding. I want to share. So I want to share. I started maybe a year ago a project called Blut Noir, which is a cross between an art project and maybe some kind of lifestyle brand, you can say. Even we definitely do art, but the main thing that I'm doing with Blut Noir is candles that are really made with like hand molded candles that are made with intent. These are
nice.
These are like fertility, prosperity ones that I
Those
made.
are
And
cool,
actually
man.
this weekend I was just doing this. Like, so Blood Knot is a bit edgy. I don't know if this translates through
Oh
these
wow, those are
colors.
cool,
These
man.
are
Those are proper, dude.
kind of, yeah.
Those are
So this is
proper
like
magic, man.
so these bad boys, and I'm gonna make a few more. Are
So cool.
these are actually made
So
to
cool.
order, like by a friend, because I've just started making these, and I made this prosperity candle. I gifted some on New Year's to a friend, and she then burned them and consequently sold her house that she's been trying to sell for like, I don't know, 9 months, like right away. So she was
Wow.
like, I love your candles, man. Can you make me one that like can like hook me up with a non-crazy guy? Not, and it's not and it's called Dick Without Demon, this candle, because it's not about romantic love. She's a grown-ass woman. She just wants to meet like some guy. They can have fun, and it's not going to be a crazy ass guy who's going to make her life hell in all other ways, right? So I concocted like a herbal mix that starts with morning glory, for this purpose. It also has some juniper that I've harvested just out here where I live, and like others. So I put a lot of effort into these candles. They're like, and it's like my deal, really. And oh,
Amazing.
wish I could
They look
show,
so nice.
like
Do
they
you have a
come,
website?
bloodnoir.com, and bloodnoir on Insta. Let's see if I can. Does this translate?
We're gonna link that. We're gonna link that in the bottom,
Sarsigia.
guys.
That's pretty. Oh,
This-
it's stunning and
oh.
it's beautiful.
This is our
There we
like
go. That's good.
sigil. Yeah.
Really cool.
Awesome. So
all
that's what
close.
I'm doing, and this
That
is
in
just
there.
starting up. We're gonna have actually, we're also doing. So I'm doing this together with my partner Rina. We're also doing some art photography stuff. Have an exhibition coming up in Helsinki in the summer for that. So that's going to be the first Blood Noir exhibition happening.
Super exciting, man. That sounds.
Yeah,
That looks
it's-
amazing. Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Yeah,
awesome. And I like. I'll tell about the name briefly. I'll like let me
Yes.
open it up because
ahead.
it actually relates back to me deeply. So at first glance, if you just translate Blut Noir, it's actually German and French. So it's black blood is what it becomes. But that's not what it actually means and where it started. So in Swedish, in my tradition, which is the Norse paganism, that's been like the red thread like since childhood. Blut is both the sacrifice and it's the ritual event, the celebration of the gods. It's a feast for the gods. And actually in Swedish, blod is blood and blut is the thing. So they are the same word. So, and there's no, I am not promoting animal sacrifice, but clearly this is like, it was a lot about blood, what they were doing, or what a lot of people were doing. And that's power. There's power in that, right? But
Yeah.
so it actually, but then that's so hard to write in English. And English speaking Norse pagans, they pronounce that blout and they spell it blout, which is strange. And it comes from some other accent. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not how I say it. So actually the name came, so it actually means the black sacrifice, if you would really want to like
Go into it.
you know,
Wow,
and it's, as you see, all about the shadow.
powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yes. Okay.
Powerful stuff, man. It's nice that you put so much thought into the name. I mean, it gives it like that extra level of power. And it's super cool. And like, we'll put the links to the candles in the description of the video. Check them out. Like Mel, Henrik, they custom ordered, as he's saying. Like, check them out. They're gonna be
and there's gonna be many more of them coming, and it's all very like limited edition, very handmade kind of thing.
Very cool.
So
keep us updated about what you call them, because that's run that past us again.
I mean, it started very. This just happened through her, right? Like the first one was like the ashen black ritual candle. The second one is just prosperity, and then third one is dick without demons. Right? Who knows where it's gonna go? Like from here.
So do you like customize the candle to the client? Like, is this what your thing? You will make a specific candle to someone's.
I definitely would, but in this case, I reckon there's going to be a lot more women who will want this, right? So
the dick without demons.
You get one of these candles, the other ones will go like.
We know dick without demons gonna fly off the shelf.
I was thinking I hit like a good need there. So let's see. I hope it works well, and yeah, it's
good
like,
luck.
It seems like it will. No, it's very cool.
And as you guys said, I'm also like gonna be around on Silver Moon. So
let's plug it out. Have you in again when you do the exhibition, and then that'll be like a really great catch up.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, but before we get to that and having to say goodbye for now, Henrik, are you comfortable? Would you like to close us off with a short reading? Pull us a card, inspire us before we go.
100%.
Thanks.
Some more, because this has been a lot of fun, and we're gonna have a lot more.
Yes, we'll definitely have you on the show. We'll definitely have you on the show again.
Yes.
Really appreciate your time tonight.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I thought I
it's
misplaced my
been
cards.
great.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's been
Well,
as
catch up.
always, like such awesome conversation. Could just like go on and on, right? Let's do it
Absolutely.
again. Okay, so pull a card, eh? Let's see.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Tradition on the show to get the interviewee to pull card for us.
So is this for the? Do you want me to pull for the podcast or for
Yeah, for the
you
podcast.
guys? For
For the
podcast.
show, for
Yeah.
the moment.
For House of Cards,
For
for
the
the viewer,
moment.
for the
Yeah.
moment, for this moment.
For the moment, let's do that. I'm not even gonna look at it like you guys. Let's see. We have
Defeat. Defeat.
Oh,
It is the
wow.
It's the Five of Swords. It's the Five of Swords, but you know, like life is all full of ups and downs.
Yeah, I think.
And,
No, yeah.
And defeats,
And it's
victories.
also, we are in the heat of the moment and the battle that is necessarily. And I think considering our personality types and how I've gotten to know us, if it wasn't a little bit of a battle for each of us, would it be, you know, as much fun if we didn't all have
The
something
thing
to
is,
overcome?
the thing is
you know?
also that's the Five of Swords, right? So the Five of Swords is not always about defeat. That is one of
No,
the
it's not at all. It's not at all about
Okay.
defeat. I actually, if I would argue one thing that I dislike with the top deck is those words.
right.
Because this one doesn't have it. This is good. I don't like words on cards. I think that like when you put one word like defeat like that, it's like
It's
Well,
Yeah,
limit-
there's so
limits
much
the-
more in this than the one word, right?
it
Like
intensifies your perception.
Also, like,
yeah,
what does
it
Five of
makes it
Swords
harder
do?
to read.
Yeah.
To me, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean the Five of Swords is about like the fight being over, but at what cost? Remember, it's in the
Oh yeah.
in the in the Rider Waite, it's like that guy standing there holding the swords, looking back, and then everyone else is like weeping, like all broken, right? And it's like it's very much about ego, checking your ego. Like, what's the point of winning every battle if you're gonna just like make everyone else lose and feel like shit?
This
Like,
is yeah.
you know, there's like lots of deep lessons in the Five of Swords. You know.
Definitely, I'm trying to figure what it is in this moment, but this is going to be interesting. We will see also what this
But
we
just
may very
saying.
well remember back and see like, oh wow, that was that, right? It's like one of those things.
It's also
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
That some conversations aren't going to be easy, and even if they aren't easy, the point is our goal and our intention is to bring it home and make it positive, to leave where everybody feels. And that's, you know, sort of why sometimes one card can be a little, you know, you need a little follow-up, but like
well, I mean,
it's to say
we can do, Five of Swords also, like, in that moment, it's like it's also a challenge to, like, you know, if they just
Oh
give us
wow,
the
what's
best
going
card,
on here? This is not great either.
the Nine of Cups, nine of what is that? Nine of Cups.
No, but it's like conversation, right? To me, this is like
It
when
says
the cups are
happiness.
too.
make a
Yeah.
wish. That's my make a wish card. Your
But it
wishes will
says
come
happy. It
true.
says happiness. Okay, Nine of Cups is in right away. Wish fulfillment. That's a great card. From my side,
Why does
Nine
that make you
of Cups
nervous,
is amazing.
Henrik?
Nine of Cups is a great card.
In the
Are you
okay,
scared of happiness?
no,
You're scared.
there's a
Caution.
stagnation and over like fatness with the
Are we-
nine of that I feel that it's, you know, when you're when you it's a bit taken for granted, I don't know, to me it's not like a clearly like soup like clearly positive, but I think this is
Nice.
oh, there you go, nice.
I mean,
Looking to the shadows. Are we looking to the shadow, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
That's the question.
You know,
That is the question. Huh?
That
think
is the
we are.
question.
And Tess answer. Let's drink. We're in
Love
Joe.
it.
Sash, I think it's your turn. We got 2, 4.
All right, I'll give
Hit
you
us up and take us home.
I'll give us an interesting day. The Russian St. Petersburg deck. With the page of clubs, of wands. 10 of. Oh, there will. Let's leave on the 10 of Pentacles.
That's it.
I think that's a good.
Oh,
Love
well,
that.
that was very nice. That was a nice
Hey, wasn't that a
ending.
beautiful
Like,
transition?
yeah, yeah.
Hey, and integrated.
Check this
Oh.
deck. Hey, it's a nice deck.
It's
Oh,
a
that's
nice deck.
pretty.
It's really shiny. It's beautiful.
It's the Russian tarot of St. Petersburg. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I love it. Yeah,
Oh.
looks
I'll
amazing.
show it to you.
Yeah,
I'll show it to you one time. It's a gorgeous one.
Tiny.
perfect.
I've got a bunch.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. Well, yeah, man. Henrik,
Oh,
thank you
wow.
so much for being here tonight. Like, we appreciate you. Check us out. Check his website out. Check out Silver Moon, our sponsor. Thanks, guys.